think the first time I met my granddad, who had a rough relationship with my dad, and as such, we never really got to meet him properly. And it was only within the past few years that I started to speak to him and understand the struggles that he had growing up in Jamaica and in London. I had a totally different experience, even to my dad, who's not mixed race, who is black, and him growing up in London and me growing up in Switzerland being mixed race were two polar opposites, I'd say. People don't often consider the impact of being mixed race. They consider you black, at least from a white perspective, but equally from a black perspective, you're often seen as white. And that's something that I've had to tussle with throughout my life, trying to find somewhere that place where I fit in. And that it doesn't just extend to colour, that also extends to a sense of home. I born in Britain, grew up in Switzerland from the age of 1 year old, so I never really identified as being British or being Swiss. And that's more my personal feelings towards when people ask me where you're from. It's not a simple answer. There's more to every story. There's more to people's stories that you don't often see. One of the things that actually got brought up, I was talking to my mum about this a couple of weeks ago, and I personally don't remember this, but she used to tell me all the time that when she lived in Switzerland, walking around with me and my two brothers, all of us mixed race, and mum being white, she was often asked if she was our nanny or our au pair. And the people's reactions when she turned around and say, "No, these are my kids," that was something that stood out. I never realised that when I was growing up, but now I look back at it, it sounds very familiar. I perceive myself as someone who's proud to be mixed race, someone who's proud to have grown up in different cultures, experienced different, or had different experiences to other people. I understand that I had a very privileged life compared to many. Even those living in London. Having said that, there's certain experiences that I've had living abroad that I wouldn't wish on anybody. And I mean, people's experiences, negative experiences, are obviously they vary drastically from person to person, and you can't really compare people's histories. But it's something that has definitely shaped me into the person who I am today.